salute. Salute to all. This is going to be a very quick live. The parents of Nolan Wells speak out today. And I think it's important, very important that we pay this some attention. We're going to start with his mother. We're going to start with his mother. All right. Salute to the eternal indigenous spiritual most high. Trolls on the God and your mama can love you. Last but not least, one time, and I got to give it up to brother in the cut. Here we go, here we go. Where's me gold? I needs me shillings so I control. Yeah. Fly high, brother. Miss you always. All right, here we go, y'all. We gonna get into this. These friends need to be jailed, okay? Friends need to be jailed. There's so much going wrong already for them to try to make this right. And I don't understand how these guys have not been detained, how they have not been basically jailed for the unaliving of Nolan himself by now. I'm not understanding. All right. Nolan Wells deserves justice, and we want to make sure that he gets justice. All throughout this country, it's like racism is running rampant right now, and these people are always getting like the upper hand on, let's just say the upper hand on everything that they do.
Christine Watson.
First of all, I want to say thank you, everyone, for being here. This is not how I wanted the world to meet my son, but here we are. So, as you know, I'm Christine Wells Wansley. I am Nolan Wells's mom. And Nolan is the kindest soul. He never met a stranger. He loved everybody. He didn't care if you were black, white, purple, green, looked like a marshmallow. Like, he just wanted everyone to be in peace with one another. He loved life, and God gave him this big heart, which always scared us. Me and his dad had conversations with him all the time.
Now, again, this is Nolan's mother speaking. They're going to say some very, let's just say there was some foul play here. There's definitely some foul play. We don't have to say allegedly. We can say definitely there's some foul play.
Time, not just about the importance of understanding our history as Black people, but also the importance of how you have to move in certain spaces. And it's not us being, feeding into racism or the stereotypes that comes with that. Unfortunately, that is just...
See, those are disclaimers we don't have to give and shouldn't have to give because we're not the racists. We're not the racists, Need I remind everyone that it's the black guy that didn't come back, that went out amongst the white guys, okay? So, we can stop with this. We can stop with this. We can definitely stop with this. We can cease and desist with this disclaimer, and wanting to spare people. Well, we don't want you to think that we're racist. Yeah, they did something to him. What's up, J-Dub? Well, we don't want you to think that we're racist, but meanwhile, they did something racist to him. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. You got to start. There comes a time where if they don't give it down, you don't give it down,
As a matter of fact, there have been many cases, many instances that shows that it's unfortunately a pattern that he did not like. He did not like that there was so much division, and I think that's why God gave him us. He was really a peacemaker. He wanted, like I said, everyone to be included.
With Walmart's Back to College Finds, your room can fully match your passion. She's a plant science girly for real. I mean, I'm trying to put you on just.
He wanted everyone to be included. He should have included himself around people who look more like him. We're going to say that for starters.
He just even added.
Okay, so we have to listen to what happens with the cell phone, how they retrieve the cell phone. We have to listen to the dad's account of how he actually got Nolan's car keys back from his friends. We have to listen to the account of who actually owned the boat, whose parents owned the boat, and where the boat ended up parked at, and why they were cleaning it out so late at night. There is a lot to uncover here, and Nolan's family does not waste any time pointing out every single discrepancy. Every single discrepancy. Let's hop back into it.
Young age. I don't know. He was, how old was he?
18?
No, not 18. When he was a baby, he did a little bit. So his father and I were having a moment, and as couples do, and even in that moment, he runs in the room with his diaper on, of course, and he starts dancing because it was like he could feel the tension. He could feel that something wasn't right. So he was just a special kid. Like, he was a special kid, but again, just heart was so big. And we're gonna miss him dearly. But we are grateful, especially to our friend Tashima, who actually was one of the people who helped us that night. She went and picked up his cell phone from where it was, and then provided that to us because we of course contacted authorities.
See, now mainstream lying white media said that these boys gave the parents his cell phone. They never did. They never did. That was a lie. One of the guys, I believe it was Warren, who is the son of the judge, he had it at his house. He had it. He had his cell phone. He never once reached out to the parents and let the parents know that they had the phone. The only thing I can say that they did do was contact the Coast Guard. That's been validated. That they were the ones who contacted the Coast Guard. That's it. But they kept his cell phone, ladies and gentlemen.
To figure out who to do the report with, whether it was the county or the city, which then turned into DMR, who I contacted immediately from there. And, but so our friend actually, when I called her, Nolan is best friends with her two sons, Jalen and Javon. When I called her, I said, Tashima, have you seen Nolan? He's missing. No one has seen him. No one has talked to him. The boys were actually with her sons. So they opened up their Snapchat because a lot of the kids do have their locations where they're tracking one another. So one of the boys says, well, it's showing that I can't exactly remember what his location was showing, but my Life 360 location was showing something completely different. It was actually showing that his phone was like he was on land. And so we ended up, she received the phone from that parent, and then we met up where his car was, which was at a separate location. There were issues obtaining the key, but even
so, his car and his cell phone were at separate locations when all of this was done and over. There was something in that phone that they did not want out. There was something in that phone that they did not want him to make it public. I believe he was unalived, and I believe the whole argument was about something in that phone. And I keep hearing, D-Rugs, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We keep hearing D-Rugs. We keep hearing D-Rugs. D-R-U-G-S. We keep hearing D-Rugs, y'all. So I believe that maybe there was footage in their phone of them doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and they were upset with Nolan because he captured it. Because he captured it.
So there's just a lot of.
Tell them about what happened with the kids.
So I'm gonna let my husband tell you about that because he actually went up to the door to get the key because at that point I was just not in my right mind. This has just been an awful situation, just terrible.
Elmore Wansley, father.
Okay, so the situation with the key. When we got to the house, a few of his friends, they were already there, and they were at the door in the house, asking questions. So when I walked up, they were getting, things were getting kind of tense. So I turned to them and told them, I need you guys to calm down. I don't do this to me right now. I need them to kind of trust me so they can give me something. So I was able to calm them down. So the guy he's in one of the pictures, he came out of the room, half asleep or whatever, where things went to whatever. And I said, I'm Nolan's father. I'm here to get his keys, so I can get his car. I said, he's like,
His car was in New York.
his car's parked in the yard. So he was like, I don't know, man. Nolan's like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, would you please go in your room and see if you can find my son's keys so I can take his car home? He walks off, 2 or 3 minutes, come back. I can't find the keys. I said, okay. So at that point, I get the boys and I get moved them out the house because I didn't want them to go into the house and start tearing up these people's houses because they'd never be a hold in the situation. So we walk outside by the car. One of the guys that was in the house with us, he was on the phone with a girl, and the girl told him that Nolan's keys were on top of this Jack's guy's Xbox in the house because apparently she was there with him earlier. So he goes back up to the door by himself, and 5 minutes later, the keys come out. So now I feel like you done lied to me. So now I'm really like in distress with you. But as far as that night goes, if I knew anyone who had a boat, I would have went out that night looking for my son. We tried.
Now, wasn't that weird? They try to lie about the keys. They try to lie about the keys first. They try to lie about the keys, and then someone on the phone, a young lady on the phone goes, no, well, the keys are actually on top of the Xbox. Did y'all hear that? Let's listen to this one more time with the father.
Situation, just terrible.
Elmore Wansley, father.
Okay, so the situation with the key. When we got to the house, a few of his friends, they were already there, and they were at the door in the house, asking questions. So when I walked up, they were getting, things were getting kind of tense. So I turned to them and told them, I need you guys to calm down. I don't do this to me right now. Them to kind of trust me so they can give me something. So I was able to calm down. So the guy he's in one of the pictures, he came out of the room. So he was like, I don't know, man. Nolan's like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, would you please go in your room and see if you can find my son's keys so I can take his car home? He walks off, 2 or 3 minutes, come back. I can't find the keys. I said, okay. So at that point, I get the boys and I get moved them out the house because I didn't want them to go into the house and start tearing up these people's houses because they'd never be a hold in the situation. So we walk outside by the car. One of the guys that was in the house with us, he was on the phone with a girl, and the girl told him that Nolan's keys were on top of this Jack's guy's Xbox in the house because apparently she was there with him earlier. So he goes back up to the door by himself, and 5 minutes later, the keys come out. So now I feel like you done lied to me. So now I'm really like in distress with you. But as far as their night goes,
That's weird in itself. King Fire, what's good? What's good, King Fire? That's weird in itself, man. I told you everything about this was just suspicious out the gate. Out the gate. Out the gate. Everyone should have been detained. This is just suspicious out the gate.
if I knew anyone who had a boat, I would have went out that night looking for my son. We tried, but I don't have friends with boats. But if I knew someone with one, I would have went out that night.
With Walmart's Back to College Finds, your room can fully match your passion. She's a plant science girly for real. I mean, I'm trying to put you on to some peak dorm room cultivation. All this from Walmart? Who knew?
And this so happened that his coach saw all the stuff on Facebook that next morning and called, contacted me at like 5 in the morning, asked me, did we want to go out? And I told him yes. So within an hour, he was at the dock. We met him and we went out. We docked the boat, got off the boat, walked on the island, walked a pretty nice stretch, came back, got back on the boat, went around the island, looked, came back around, and where we went to, that's where apparently they say that his body floated up. I don't know a lot about water currents over there, but I would think that we would have saw his body.
Mm-hmm.
And on the trip there was a family that stayed a night on the island, like actually tented out on the island. So if he was left, he would have saw that family on the island, and it was 2 of the boats docked. So he would have had help. So I don't know. I don't know.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Allegedly, it's like someone moved the body when they was out there searching for it, and someone put the body back after the search was over. So all of this happened July 4th. They searched July 5th. And then Nolan's body pops up July 6th, where they had already searched that on July 5th. So someone removed the body and put it back. They also were trying to keep his keys to his car. They had his cell phone. They never turned his cell phone into the parents. That was a lie. The parents basically had to track it through Snapchat and through Life 360. You know, the app Life 360.
I think we stayed there for like an hour and a half. That's when Jackson County and the sheriff department showed up, and they were gonna do their rounds. And I had a classmate of mine, him and his 2 boys, they came out and they searched, and then they got back in touch with me and said the Coast Guard had finally showed up in airplane. So
What is so critical, what Elmore is saying is they went out on Sunday, and the tide, if it brought his body up, he went missing on July 4th, as they say. His body should have been there on July 5th. Why would it not appear to July 6th? And that's one of those things that's just not adding up. And the fact that if he stayed behind on the island, there were boats there, there were people, somebody had to see something. That's why it's not adding up. And that's what they're saying. It's just not adding up.
And
if he was there 2 days, somebody on the island would
I agree. I definitely agree.
be able to verify that. 2 days and nobody's come forward and say, no, he was with us, or no, we saw him. It just does not make sense. Make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Just one last thing. We want her to talk about the cell phone deleted messages. I'm sorry. I thought my voice was loud enough. One last thing. We want to have Christine talk about the cell phone from her perspective before they tell
Now watch this. There's also evidence that these guys went in his phone and erased things out of it. Went into his phone and erased things out of it. Yeah, the math ain't mathing. Just like how YouTube is doing my numbers right now. You know, the math ain't mathing, y'all. That's why I don't get on here much anymore. Man, if I could file discrimination against YouTube, I would.
you who Nolan was, and then we'll take your questions.
So when we made it home, my sister and I actually went through Nolan's cell phone, particularly Snapchat, because that is so popular with the children. And when we opened it up, there was nothing. There were no saved pictures. There were no snaps from that day. And we did open it before the 24-hour expiration. So we found that very concerning, only because anyone who's ever been around Nolan will tell you at social gatherings, he's taking videos, he's taking pictures, he's even come up to me when I'm getting ready to go to bed. Hey, Mom, come on, take a picture of me. You know, like he just, that was Nolan. So that's why we feel that things may have been deleted, was because of the fact that there was nothing in either one of his accounts. But I do want to say this. I would hope that any parent who, God forbid, would be in our situation, I would hope that you would do the same thing. I would hope that you would ask for any help, receive any help to get answers, because at the end of the day, that's all we want. We just want to know. We just want to know what happened. And what
You want to know what happened? What happened was you let him get on the boat with 3 other white guys. That's what happened. What happened was you didn't even know the parents of the 3 friends in which you let your son go out there. You knew absolutely nothing. That's what happened. There's some faulty parenting in this too. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to beat her down in her time of grief, but the truth has to be told. You know, had you known the parents, had you known that they's the type of parents to help their kids clean up a doggone how can I say this? Excuse me. A crime scene. They had the type of parents that would help them clean up a crime scene, but they're not the type of parents that will help preserve your child's life. Whew. Whew. That's deep, y'all. That's deep. That's deep. They were planning this thing the whole time. This is like something out of the purge, y'all. This was like something out of the purge. I promise. Something out of the purge. Based on everything these parents said right here, honestly, those friends should be locked up. Those friends should be incarcerated. It's very nasty work. Those friends should be incarcerated based on this right here.
our baby didn't come home. Like that's our biggest thing. And we are so grateful to everyone, family, friends, classmates, United Cajun Navy, everybody that's assisted us. We appreciate you. There's not enough thank yous that we could say or give to you, but I just, we just want to know. We want an honest, thorough investigation. That's all we're asking for. With Walmart's Back to College Finds, your room can fully match your passion. She's a plant science girly for real. I mean, I'm trying to put you on just some peak dorm.
This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. The work they did on the boat is like, see, they said that they saw them cleaning the boat at a late night hour. That's probably when they took the body back to the island. You know what I'm saying? That's probably when they took Nolan's body back to the island. I don't see them getting away with this. I don't.
Nolan is a person with a big heart. He's loved by not just his family, but the community. Um, he's a born people person. He really developed a bond with his baby brother because both of them play the same position. So he was really understanding the business side of the sport, which is football, and understand that it's not just a game you playing. So the stuff that I was telling him, it was kind of starting to sink into him, and he was really getting more in depth into it. And I could see as he did that, his baby brother really started getting more into it as well, as far as being more focused, because he saw, well, if my big brother is about to go do this great thing, then I want to do this great thing, but I want to do it better. That's what made them so like vinegar and oil. They it was like they was always at each other, but they were the same. When I look at my youngest, I'll say Nolan, or when I look at Nolan, I'll say my youngest name. So they would train together. I would always say, hey, you did some push-ups, you the one ran some.
We will announce the funeral services when it is finalized, and we'll be going to help with I will officiate at the funeral in Mississippi. Again, we'll take your questions, but identify who you are, and please be respectful to families in mourning, but because they want justice for their son, they came to New York to make this appeal. But let's not make this a circus. Yes.
Yeah, this is wild.
Say that last question. Yeah. Well, yeah, you were. The second one is other children who are saying it was Nolan. Yeah.
So the last time we spoke and saw Nolan was July the 3rd. He
Pammy.
actually
What's good, Pammy?
for me, actually for us, because I had gotten off work. It's been really busy, and so he cooked dinner. It was salmon. He baked it. So proud. And then after that, he was just like, "Hey, Mom, I'm about to go. I love you." It was hug, kiss, and he left. Which of course, he knew we always looked at the Life 360. So there were times maybe he didn't call us to let us know when he made it, but we would see it. He would text at some point, but that was the last time we saw and spoke with him.
Sir.
Dr. Roger Mitchell is doing the independent autopsy on behalf of Nolan Wells' family. And we understand that the young men have lawyers, so we will have to have their lawyers agree to let them speak to our investigators, and we have not attempted to talk to them as of yet. We have been attempting to talk to many of the students.
Man, they need to arrest everybody, man. Everybody. Them was not Nolan's friends. They were not Nolan's friends, man. This almost seems calculated. They were not Nolan's friends, man. This is godly, man. God. Man.
People who are out there that
I was gonna keep this a short live because y'all know they've been doing in my numbers, so I don't want to sit on here for hours and stuff anymore. You know what I mean? Um, so this came off of Hype News, but they were on ABC, Good Morning America, and everywhere this morning. Nolan's parents were, and man, this is just terrible, man. See, when it's one of them doing it on the live, and see now when we were supporting Carmelo, they was calling us like they said we were supporting a murderer. Now look, they know the three of these white guys took this man's life allegedly, and look at the messages they're leaving now. These people here, man, they're ridiculous demons. They're ridiculous demons. Oh, you acting like you know what happened. His parents are speaking, dummy. We just heard everything come from his parents, dummy. Ignorant. So that being said, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of this thing. You know, I'm not gonna keep giving YouTube my time for this anymore. I think I'm the only guy on YouTube that constantly gets shadow banned like this. They don't send out any notifications, and I'm just not gonna sit here like this anymore. If y'all want to get at me, y'all have my email. I'll probably be posting things few and far in between. But until this shadow ban is lifted, yeah, it's really not worth my time to come on here and stay on here long or even post every day or things like that. So y'all look for me. I'll be around. You know, check your notification bell and everything, please. Check your notification bell. Yeah. Yeah, I've been fighting this algorithm now for like the past 3 months, man. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I don't make the money. I don't make the numbers. Like they're not letting anyone in so that I can make the quota and the numbers. I mean, so yeah, man. Yeah, man. And they're constantly on me, constantly, y'all. Constantly. Constantly on me. So I'll leave this right here. Y'all can go to Hype News and check out that full interview. It's also on Good Morning America. I mean, they've been going everywhere doing like interviews and speaking. Nolan Wells family tells all, exposes information, missing keys, and more. Missing keys and more. All right, fam. Y'all know it's love. Y'all know I support y'all. I won't leave y'all hanging, man. I'll get back on here for y'all, you know, but I'm just not going to be giving YouTube all of my time and stuff like that no more because they let me know that, hey, they're not about the real, they're about the fake, you know. They're not about the real, they're about the fake. So they can keep it that way. All right, tribe. I say, ladies and gentlemen.